Hello and welcome back to LegoManCave, where today brings a new dilemma. So I'm going to show you around to give you a rough idea of something new that's come in, and you can comment down below, let me know your thoughts, because I definitely need help on this one. Right, so as I show you across the city, let's put it in a wider view, you can see the theatre has moved. And over here, a couple of other things have moved. So the little section that I built over where the theatre now is has come over to this side. The road has been moved down to take away that half base plate. That corner up there is going to have an extra base plate put in just here. And I did have that section put aside for a building that I've got coming, but the only problem I have is the building that's coming is going to be far too big. Now, without giving away too much, because it's kind of a surprise, all I will say, if you can guess, comment down below, but the building that's coming is going to accommodate a 32 by 48 placement, which means ideally it could come across here. However, the downfall is it needs to access a road. Now that would mean if I have it back here, the road needs to come up half a base plate, but then I'd have a big gap all the way down there. And then if I look over this side, it'd be the same kind of concept. So if I do a 48 deep section, so there's 32, so I'd have to take up half a road, bring it out, but then because of it being the road, the whole lot would have to come up, which means the road would come flush here, and I'd have to find somewhere completely different for all these buildings. So I'm not quite sure yet how or where I'm going to accommodate this building. But either way, it's ordered, it's on its way, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. So, any ideas down below? Let me know. Still got all my minifigures out from the last video, so I'll put these back up here. But yeah, as I say, I'm kind of having a bit of a move around. Let's move this out the way. I'm kind of having a bit of a move around, trying to figure out what I want where. Now, I'm thinking that could possibly go over there just to give a bit of height in the background over there. The theatre could be twisted around this way, so it's on this angle, so you can come down the stairs straight into the cinema. Plus, it will allow to see what films are on in the cinema as well, or theatre, whatever you want to call it. Now, yeah, I'm kind of mixed emotions because I finally got this section sorted to how I wanted it, but then I kind of went OTT, ordered something I've wanted for a while but not realised just quite how big it is. I mean, it's probably half the height of the Avengers Tower, if not a little bit more, but it takes up more space. So this is where I have a little bit of a dilemma. I mean, the alternative, I keep saying I want to shrink or rebuild my Asda store. Now that is a 48 by 48, so yeah, I could, I suppose, sort something out with that and finally get that rebuilt. Just make like a smaller but taller Asda store with some more floors, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be taller. I have got a marketplace kind of not stuck down but roughly mapped out. I'm trying to figure out what and how and where I can basically accommodate the most space and most usage, where you can still see the train station. I'm going to have all this milled eventually, but the hotel will be brought up as it obviously has a mills underneath. I've got a little half base plate there, which is going to be basically like a little footpath. I have the big tree and another big tree there. That was initially going to be a car park for the Asda, so I suppose I could still build it as a car park, and then I've got this little gully way, shall we call it, as a path towards the Asda. But then I've got that sanctum there, which I don't need when I got that sanctum right there. So it's a bit hard when you can get them both in the same shot and they're right next to each other. I have milled the bottom of that and put that in the corner, so that is now set into place. That's another little hotel. But yeah, I'm just having a rough play around with where I'm going to put things. As I say, I've worked hard on getting all this section sorted. This one is pretty much sorted to a degree. It might take a little bit of work. So for example, I've slightly joined the base plates, so where this one I could lift it up, this one I can't, because I've tied it down with a couple of tiles. But again, that's minor, I could sort that out. In between the shops over here, we've got like little scenes going on and stuff happening. So, you know, got a guy going to the post box, cash point. You know, I've got all these little details all sorted out. It's just the buildings I need to kind of figure out, especially when I'm going to be having some more come in. Ideally, I don't want to be having a load of big buildings here, because let's take this for example. If I've got the big buildings here, you can't see what's happening behind on the road. So it'd be pointless for me to put any details behind there when you can't actually see it. So it's just trying to work the best of what I can with what I've got, basically. So as a quick play around, I've just took that set and moved it back there. I tried it up in that corner, but you see it even less. Again, I don't think it suits that position either, which means I've got this section open. Don't really want to be seeing the backs of the building, so the new building I'm going to have can't exactly go there, plus joins to the middle of a base plate. So unless I move everything down half a base plate again, it's definitely a process. Just trying to figure out basically how I want this section. I mean, I could have a play around with moving some of these buildings over to here maybe. That could possibly work, just kind of improve this section, as here's the door. When you walk in, bam, that's the first thing you see. Then you go around over to there. Right, so I've had a sleep on it, and I think I've had a rough idea of a change around on how to accommodate the new building and how it's all going to work. So fingers crossed, I'm going to move a few bits around now and see how it turns out. Well, for start off, that came up a lot easier than I expected. I didn't have it pinned down by as many studs as I thought. However, that one, for some reason, I decided to pin it down by an entire side. So all of this is like excess, so that's minor. I can work around that. It's just the road plate that's obviously pinned down to hold it into place, because like I've said before with my road base plates, they just basically sit on top and then clip down to hold them into place. Right, so a little while later, and I have stripped a load of it apart. I put some of it back, moved a few pieces around, and I think we are about ready now to have a quick look at my rough idea. It actually don't look too bad, and there's room for expansion as well. Who'd have thought it? So if I start up this end, you can see Palace Theatre now moved onto the corner. Yes, I need to change all them tiles from dark to light grey, because obviously they don't match. However, for now, I'm just sticking them in there. The police station will eventually be getting replaced, as will the fire station, by the actual modulars, if and when I can be bothered to get them, but I'm not in a rush. I've got this little bay here by the side of the police station still, which, I don't know, can be the mayor's car, if I ever find my minifigure of Mini-Me. Then as we come down here, I've put that back. So why I moved it in the first place, I have no idea. However, if we come over this side, I've just noticed I've moved a few bits around, but there's one thing I still need to change. So let's start over here, for example. I've got the train station lined up, it just all needs to be milled in that corner. I've put the little sanctum over in the far corner, so it just somewhere to go, and a little gap filler. Then I've milled the hotel, the donut shop and the tree into that corner there. The train does go around, it just about clips the corner of the donut shop, but it doesn't affect it, so that's fine. We have a little passageway here which I've got to pave and decorate and stuff like that. I've put this one back here just so it's the only place really that it fits and works, but still. Then we've got the skate park back here. I've put all this here. I've added some extra bits here. These aren't done properly. Where was it? You can see that they are kind of loose. Yeah, look, yeah. So at the moment it's just for looks purpose, so it's not all studded like that, or milled should I say. The fair has been put back where it belongs. Now up here is where I've got a few changes. So as you see at the back, a lot of that is still pretty much the same, just missing the Palace Theatre. I have got the shop and the hotel in that corner, but I don't think they're going to stay like that for long, because for one, you can't get into the hotel, and if I turn that around you won't see it anyway because of the new building that's coming here. So the new building will be going on this section here. It's going to be about yay high, and it's got a car garage, so the car garage will come straight onto the road. I've got a half base plate there. I've fixed this bit by putting a half base plate onto the car park, and then we'll have a little pathway here somewhere to get to Asda. But ideally I'd like to have a corner building on these, but again we'll soon find out. We'll wait until we've got all the stuff that we need. So what do we think so far? Obviously I've got the tree there, I've got space for more bits, more details and stories and stuff like that, but for now I don't think that looks too bad. So there's not a massive amount of changes over here. As I say, I've just moved those two buildings over, but over here, as I say, there's been quite a few changes. There is a lot of work that needs doing over here, such as the tiling for the pathways, the details like the minifigures, trying to spruce the fun fair up a bit. Got to build the car park. I need to build, I'm guessing, a bridge of some sort so that people can come from down here and over the bridge onto this section. The cars, I'm going to be printing out a tunnel, so there'll be a tunnel there. We've got a tunnel over there, and then I'll put a picture of a tunnel there and there. Just picture makes it easier than trying to find all the bricks to build one, but hey ho, we'll get there eventually. So for now, that is where we're at. What do you think? One more thing before I go. I know I've got to sort that corner out, but I've just decided I'm going to change that around. So I'm going to try and build some sort of a bridge that comes over here, although I'm not quite sure how I'm going to work that, considering the train is quite tall and it needs to go up and over the train. So that is something I'm definitely going to have to work out. I mean, I've got the Statue of Liberty here, but if I've got to build a bridge across, it's going to have to start about here to get the grading to go over. So I might end up moving that Statue of Liberty as well and just, I don't know, dumping a tree there or something. But that is where we are at for now. Fingers crossed, we are on a roll. So what do you think? Have you got any advice, any tips, anything you think I could be moving around? Let me know down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you can share the video as well, that's an extra bonus for me. Thank you all very much for watching. Yes, I know that clock's broken. It needs a new battery. See you in the next one. Bye bye.